guys. So today, what are we gonna do? And I am gonna show you something fun that I just started doing this with silkscreen stencils. I wanted to do this fun window even though one of the panes of glass was gone. I just added a little bit of it up in here and then I took my transfers and went around and added into the window. And over here, I actually have a frame that would just fit, or I might put a chalkboard up there, or maybe a notepad, or maybe even like a frame with a little shelf on here, but I thought it turned out really fun adding the extra dimension to it. So let me show you some other projects we've done. So these are some more projects that I did with these screen stencils, but I'd really like to talk a little bit about what they are. They are actually, I think they're actually called screen stencils and they're through IKONART, but they are silkscreen stencils. And they've come up with this product that you take your images, you put them in, and they become a stencil. The one reason that I would really use them over a regular stencil or a stamp is because of the detail. So if it was just a generic product, I probably wouldn't use it because I would just use a stamp, a regular stencil, anything else. But this seems to work really well with finite detail in some of these projects. Like this floating glass, it really gives it a little dimension, and I use chalk paste with it, or this one right here that is very, very detailed. And here we go again. I used some bigger boards and tried to repeat it to see how I really felt about it. So that is the one real big plus, is that you're gonna get all of your detail from the image that you want. The other thing I really liked was my friend Carol, who was doing this, she did one for me that was really tiny and I cut it, and it's nice is that it's so flexible. You could put it in a little bowl and it would stick and you can get a really nice image. So there was another plus there. But let's just get started and see what we come up with. Okay, so here is my stencil and it'll come on a thin film of plastic, and you take it off and one side is a little tackier than the other. When you first start, it may not feel tacky. I get it just a tiny bit damp. So I have just a damp paper towel and I'm gonna rub it over. I don't want it drenched, so it's a little too wet. Just kind of wipe some of it off. And if you're doing it on wood, it just sticks great. But on glass, it sticks, but you gotta get it the first time, or you have to move it and move it and move it and move it. So I'm gonna try to line this up on here. Okay, so when you lay it on your glass and it's even slightly damp, I don't know if you can see through here where it is. Since it's clear glass, I just put this mat around it so I could see the edges of my glass. And I know I'm gonna put 2 on here, so I'm gonna carefully set it, but it's gonna stick quick. And if it doesn't get what you want, you gotta just pull it all the way off. Here we go. And I've used this one over and over and over. The one thing I found is you definitely do not want air bubbles, especially where the screen part is, or you'll end up with a big blob. See, this is really smooth now. And I'm just gonna use chalk paste on this. But I said I've seen people use different paints and different other texture pastes that you can find. Some people even use waxes, but this is what I'm using. You can either get a rubber piece, a credit card, and I even found these little makeup sponges work really well too. And I'm just gonna put some in here, and you wanna make sure it's down nice and flat. Look how easy this is. Gonna pick this up. And you're going to see, and it looks really light down here, but this is actually how the stencil was. So now what I do is in my sink, I have a little container with soapy warm water. I immediately go in and clean it off and lay it on a towel and let it dry off a little bit so I can do my next one. So now I'm gonna decide what transfers I wanna put into these. So this is gonna be kind of fun because it's glass. So I can see, I really wanted to do this really big frog with legs coming off. And my daughter said, nope, you can't do that. Nope, that doesn't work. And this guy, nope, too big, so you can't use them. And the cockroach, and I kept saying, I wanna use the cockroach. And she goes, Mom, that's not a cockroach, that's a beetle. It's like, okay, so I don't know my bugs. So I ended up deciding either I'm gonna go bright or muted. And I'm gonna go muted, but it's nice, you can see how it would fit in here. And I'm gonna do this this dragonfly, and this moth. And they just, let's see. This one you can see is a little bent because I think I pulled, when I did that stencil, I pulled it a little bit. So you need to make sure you get it really, really flat. But I still like the way that looks. This is gonna go over just a little, but that's gonna be fine. Voila, isn't that cute? Now I can put it in a frame, use it as a floating frame, go like this, just hang it. It's just so darn cute. Okay, so these are just some projects again we just talked about. These ones I love because all the detail in them, and once again, I just really like these itty bitty ones to put in bowls and little weird shaped things or maybe on glass. I'm going to seal them with a polyacrylic over the wood and maybe a spray over these. I wouldn't put these in the dishwasher, so if you wanted to do something fun on wine glasses, you probably could, but I don't know if they would actually they'd be dishwasher safe at all. And I was thinking the same thing with the clear glass plates. You could do it on the bottom side of a clear glass plate and see through it, and that might be kind of fun. And I can kind of show you, it does look a little different on the back side, but not a whole lot. So if you wanted to do that, that might be a fun way to dress up your dishes. The gal that did these stencils up, that I had her do for me, is Carol Thompson. She's gonna be at our event this coming Saturday, and her company is Colorado Stencil Company. So if you're in the area, definitely look her up or come out, because she's gonna bring some with her. And we're gonna have a few links at the bottom of the description so you can see where we got these, but whatever you do, have fun, and thanks.